Flight 1549, United Airlines. Everybody knows about the miracle in the Hudson. After takeoff, they hit a flock of birds. The pilot brought the airplane down in the Hudson. They were saved. Now, I can go on and go on. You can see Swiss Air crash off Nova Scotia.
Thank you, Captain. Yes. Thank you, Captain. Mr. Uko, in spite of all this, we are still told that air is the safest form of travel. So where does that leave the poor Nigerian? It's the safest, and yet our planes are falling out of the sky. So the roads are bad. What do we do?
It's unfortunate that Nigeria is at the situation where we have found ourselves, but the Nigerian airspace, from my own experience, is safe. You and I were involved in the Sosoliso air crash management. That was my second airplane crash that I had managed. I was the media consultant for Kenya Airways when they had a crash in Aviation. So I was involved all through. And to tell you the truth, between 30 days of that plane crashing, the flight out of Lagos was full of Nigerians. So Nigerians have no problem with air crashes. If it is managed, the perception is managed well. Now, I was also involved in managing the Sosoliso air crash. And that was where the first error was made. That was why I had said in the past that banning an aircraft that crashes is political and punitive. The error was started in 2006 with the banning of Chachangi and Sosoliso. So that was where we missed the boat. Now, for most Nigerians, it's unfortunate that our roads are bad. But today, the statistics still tells you that aviation and air travel is the fastest, is the safest form of flying, of the traveling. In Nigeria, I read figures from Federal Road Safety, the thousands of people that die every month, not every year. And at the end of the day,
where?
In Nigeria, road safety are just on the road,
yeah.
And I'm sure in the last 24 hours in Lagos State, close to 20 people have died on the road somewhere. But because the brand equity of the airlines is heavy, the caliber of people that die within this aircraft are of international importance. So everybody gets to hear that 153 people died in 4 years. That is a very safe flying environment. I can tell you, compared to any other form of travel in Nigeria.
Okay. We've since been joined by Mrs. Rosemary Hanum, who is an aviation analyst. Good morning, Rosemary.
Good morning, Alera.
Yes, we're looking at making flying safe, and I'm sure you heard the submissions of Captain and Mr. Uko. Nigeria is classified, well, our airspace is classified as safe. I think it is ICAO or whoever it is that gives those classifications, have given us what they call Cat 1. Yeah. Maybe you can explain that to us. And they say that our airspace is safe. So planes can fly directly from Nigeria now to various ports and airports which they were not hitherto allowed to fly. What do you think this recent crash will do to that status which Nigeria has had?
Like I heard Captain say when I came in, crashes are not an unusual phenomenon in aviation circles. They make news, just like Ikechi was saying, because of the circumstances and the high, profile environment and perhaps passengers on the flight. So any aviator, anybody who understands aviation will know that a crash is not synonymous with an unsafe environment. Okay? And this particular crash is the first after 6 years of the last crash. It doesn't make an excuse for the crash. But if we accept it as just an accident, an unfortunate accident, then we will be able to move on. Of course, there are lessons you will learn from this crash, and that's why you have the AIB and other investigators trying to understand what happened this time, so that, God forbid, in the near future, a similar mistake will not occur under the same circumstances that this one happened. So it doesn't at all deter from the safe or unsafe status of Nigeria.
And Lero, if I may say something, you see, all these things going on, they are having other negative effects on the nation, especially in the area of our economy. We don't manufacture planes. We have no maintenance facilities in the country. Those are that's the most important thing we ought to have. You know the reasons why when planes crash in other countries, they don't go
making headlines.
Making headlines or suspending AOCs. It's because year in, year out, they are sitting in a position where everything about airlines in those countries are verifiable. You know, if United goes down today, you know that is a glitch. United is an airline that is going through the proper procedures, maintenance, crew training, staff training, everything, they know it. But look at here in Nigeria, you have all the airlines, aero contractors, Dana Air, whatever. None is still capable of carrying out maintenance in this country, whereby the NCAA can have access to the hangars where they are doing this maintenance. Somebody takes an airplane out of Nigeria, says, I'm going to Ethiopia or I'm going to Germany to fix it. He gets there, something that ought to have been maybe be fixed for $1 million. The guy looks at it and says, oh no, okay, don't do this one now, do that one later, do this one. The airplane comes back. Yes, you say, but the inspectors go there. Yes, I'm afraid the inspectors go there, but I don't think the inspectors actually do the work they are supposed to do correctly. The guy goes there, all right. He spends a few days in the hangar. He's not there. The inspector that goes there is not a hands-on mechanic. He's not going to take the screws to do the job. He doesn't even know the content of the maintenance. But if we had, look, we have many airports that are like underused in this country. Why can't we have a good hangar in Ilorin or in Akure where 737 is a shame, Alero, that in the year 2012 a Nigerian company can contemplate taking a 737 from Nigeria to Addis Ababa to go and do a heavy duty maintenance. It's a shame. Nigeria had one of the best maintenance facilities before during the time of Nigeria Airways.
Can we ask Rosemary?
Yeah.
Wanted to ask Rosemary, what is your perception of the way the federal government is handling the issue of the development of the aviation industry, especially when you have the backdrop of what Captain just said now, regarding creation or establishment of hangars where you can have servicing of airplanes?
I know that just like what Captain said, that I would say that it's right. There's no hangar, there's no basic maintenance hangar in the country.
What do you think has stopped the government from setting up or supporting organizations that do want to establish this?
I think the government should encourage airlines to build their own hangars. That's the standard procedure all over the world. You should go to Heathrow Airport and all. You see BA has its own hangar. You see Midlands, British Midlands has its own island, and even
Virgin Atlantic.
Yes, so it should be encouraged here.